All right, hey guys, it's the top of the hour. It's 9 p.m. Welcome to Lenovo Hangout, and this is the very first time we're doing a deep dive on yoga. So welcome to Lenovo Hangout, Deep Dive Yoga Edition. So I'm broadcasting live from Singapore, and it's night time now. It's 9 p.m. Nobody's in the office except me and a pizza who's supposed to be here but not here, so I'm not having my dinner yet, and I blame my team for it. And what we have is a big welcome, a big shout out to all of you who are watching us live, either from YouTube or from Hangout. Yeah, everybody's just gonna wave, and guys. So thanks for taking the time. Today we're going to answer all your yoga burning questions. We're also going to be taking some questions from Twitter, and we've got a couple of very special guests with us. So what we're going to do is, and I see the pizza is here. Thank you, Merrick. Let me introduce our guests from left to right. So we have Andreas, God help. He's our featured advocate, and Andreas first started work in technical mechanics and has since dabbled in political studies. I call it the 3 Ps, okay? Political studies, philosophy, and psychology. And then he has worked as a mystery shopper. So he's that mysterious shopper that you see in that hat and the sunglasses. And he manages and has worked on different projects for clients of various fields. He's currently a community manager of 2 sites. One is a support side and the other a sales and support community. And he's very active on the Lenovo forums as a moderator, active both on the German and English communities. So, yep, so you got it, he's a techie. Next, I'm going on to Justin. Justin Lee. Justin's an ex-MVP as well. And we have another one later on with a VJ. So Justin just joined us. I think he's in Bangkok, if I'm correct. And Justin is going to be one of our advocates who's going to share with us his experience and a couple of questions he has about the yoga. We've got my team, Meredith. Meredith Chan is sitting in Singapore with me, different room, thumbs up there. And she's doing all the special controls and making sure everybody's being good while on the Hangouts, or else we have to kick people out. We wouldn't want that to happen. And Meredith has just lost her title. Okay. And we go on to Nick. Nick's special guest, executive director, big hand out there. Nick's executive director for worldwide consumer product launches. He's responsible together with his team for our PC Plus 4-screen strategy. You know, the PCs, the tablets, the smartphones, and the smart TVs. You name it, he's across that. He makes sure the launches and the products get to you in your market. So feel free to ask him about the yoga products later. And we have Serene Siu. Serene's our community manager for our Lenovo community across the world. So she looks after any of our community members with regarding service issues, or if they have a problem, she's right there to help them out. And then we've got VJ. VJ is our special advocate as well. VJ hand wave there. And VJ is really an ex-MVP as well. He's based in Central India. He's a geek. He works for a popular search engine company, which we shall not name. But of course, the products we are using today to make this, Hangouts possible. And he's very passionate about computers and has been helping people at the Lenovo community since 2008. So I think I've covered everybody. Without further ado, I am going to kick this off properly. But before I do that, can I just point out on the screen here, guys, please look at the hashtag Lenovo Hangouts as well as our Twitter. Please use that. Send us your questions. Tweet us your questions. Tweet us your love even. Up to you. I won't blush easily. So let us know if you've got questions. All right. So with that, I am going to hand it over to Andreas to kick us off. And Andreas is going to be really asking us about what the different modes of yoga that he really likes. Andreas, over to you.
Oh, thank you. So the yoga has got 4 modes: the tablet mode, the stand mode, the laptop mode, and the 4 modes. So I want to show you the 4 modes. I think you can just watch here. I have it in stand mode. You can scroll through the apps. The stand mode is very good if you want watched videos, or you want maybe to play some games. Then you use the stand mode. So another interesting mode is, I think, it's the tent mode. The tent mode, you just toggle it off, so you can see it. The tent mode. I think the tent mode is very interesting if you have an uneven surface. So if you have pillows, you can just stand on your pillows, and the tent mode works quite well then. Or you use it in the normal tablet mode. Check. To do your normal stuff. Or you switch it off when you have a tablet. So it's really thin. It depends on how much space you have. So if you have very few space, like you are sitting in the train or on the back seat of a car, so I think the tablet mode is very appropriate. So,
hey Andreas, it's Nick. Can you have just have a play and show people through Windows 8, the tiles effectively on this start screen that people are going to see when they first come into their computer? It's very different, yes, really, from the start screen, traditional start screen of Windows 7.
Yes, yes, and I think it's important that people have to get comfortable with this. So here you see all the apps Windows 8 has. You can switch apps by just swiping your finger from the left to the right. On the right you have some sort of a navigation panel. You can here change the settings of your computer if you want to pull the screen brighter or lower, or you want to have more sound. The interesting thing is, I think, if you want to close apps, you just have to pull down your finger and the app is closed now. All other apps are running in the background, so you can easily switch from app to app. It depends what you want to do. Just computing, or playing games, or watching video, or just Skyping with your friends. So, do you want something more? Oh, yes, thank you.
Hey, thanks for that, Andreas. Which is your favorite mode?
Oh, my favorite mode is the tent mode, because I place it often on pillows on my couch after work. Then I use the tent mode to just be updated to all the social media channels, Twitter and Facebook, and I can watch TV, and I've been updated through my yoga to all of the interesting messages which happen on the social media channels I use.
All right, fantastic. So guys, that was Andreas showing us a very quick demo of the 4 modes of yoga and telling us which is his favorite. Guys, just a quick reminder. Just note the hashtag and our Twitter name there. So just talk to us, okay? I'm just going to pass it on to Nick. Nick's got part of the whole team that put together and developed the yoga, as well as all the whole marketing and how we go to market with it. So with that, I'm just going to ask Nick to take us through the history of the yoga and do a couple of really crazy things with the yoga and Gangnam Style.
Hey, thanks, Derek. I don't know what I'm going to do crazy with the yoga. But I think a lot of people actually have been asking when we've been doing interviews and we've been doing a lot of press and media reviews, where did yoga come from? It's one of the first products from Lenovo that actually has a name. Most of our products have arcane numbering system. So, we just wanted something that was more approachable. And yoga was actually the code name, and it actually came about through something that got leaked probably about 2.5 years ago. You can actually go online and perhaps Google Lenovo Pocket Yoga, and I think
I've got an image of it
on the screen. Yeah. So if you look at Merida's screen there, or look at mine here, this was the concept. Can you see that? A very, very small device, and the purpose of it was that you could use it, and it had an input device like a keyboard, but you could pop it in your back pocket, so hence the Pocket Yoga. So go and Google it and have a look. This one that we actually was designed by the Idea Design Center. You can see this one has a stylus. And this really got a lot of excitement online through all the tech geeks who went, hey, what is this? What's Lenovo doing? And this was a concept that we came up with. So it was a code name, and really that's where the product Yoga's evolved from. I think you can notice a few differences. The keyboard's much bigger, but it might give you an idea for the wave of the future and what other sort of maybe potential devices we might come out with. So I think yoga, in itself is, when we tested it, was found to be such a really positive name, and to be honest, that's the brief history of where we came up with yoga, and the name stuck. So we registered that in many countries worldwide, and it's almost ubiquitous, Derek. It's amazing how many people just know the word yoga wherever they are in the world. So it's really been an engaging product from day one out of the gates when we launched it back in the end of last month, with the big Windows 8 launch. But it all started about 2.5 years ago with those leaked online photos.
Very cool. So, pop quiz, what's your favorite yoga feature and what's your favorite mode? 10 seconds, come on.
Okay, the mode I like is stand mode. There you go. These are the icons from the TV advertising and the print. I like stand mode mainly because a lot of the travel I do, I'm away, and it's very easy. It's a very fast and fluid interface, but it's a great mode when you are traveling because you've got the camera. It's easy to prop up. It's very, user-friendly. Plus, you don't have to change it. But so Skype calling back home is just a great experience. It's a big, bright, 13.3 IPS panel. So, it's great viewing angles if you're over on the side, over here, or over here. The great thing about it is that, you can see it and really wherever you're standing in your hotel room, as I often are. Doing conference calls and want to get through to the family. So I like stand mode. And what was the other question? What was your other question, Derek? Other than stand mode, what do I like? Oh, what's the feature I like? Okay, probably the simplest thing is that, everybody's getting used to touch devices. So they're reaching out and touching their smartphones, their tablets. Now they're reaching out, touching their yoga device. But yoga, the 13-inch, it also has something that we've called Lenovo Motion Control. So I don't know if many people know about this. We actually haven't talked about it a lot. I'll tell you about it very briefly. You essentially just wave your hand in front of the screen, left or right, very easy, and on all of your Microsoft applications. So if you're using a movie viewer, you swipe backwards, just like this. You don't touch the screen, and it starts, rewinding your movie, or you can start shuttling forward. If you want to fast forward, you can use it when you're doing presentations and wave at it from 2 to 3 or 4 feet away. We've found that's probably the limit, 3.5 feet. So you're waving at it and it's moving forward in your slideshow presentation, which is kind of cool. And so I think Lenovo Motion Control, which is something new and is using the inbuilt webcam, is something that you might see integrated into a lot more things in the future. And it's bringing what some people are using on their Xbox or the PlayStation, you know, in gaming environments and making it useful on your PC. Hey, Derek, I think you're on mute, my friend. We can't hear you.
Yeah, hang on. So yeah, yep, I've unmuted myself. Thank you for that. But yeah, I'm going to cut you off, and I'm going to jump back to Andreas. Andreas, can you show us the stand mode that Nick talked about, just quickly, because you know, with the icon, sometimes it just you know, doesn't tell the whole story. So if you can show us stand mode.
Yes, the stand mode.
Yep.
So the laptop mode, and you put it on. So this is the stand mode.
Yeah, this is cool. I like stand mode as well because if I'm on an airplane, and you know, the tray table in front of me is really small, this will be a great way to get the screen in front of my face to watch a movie. You think so, Andreas?
Yes,
Yep, cool.
that's exactly it.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for that, Andreas. I'm going to ask you, because you moderate a lot of our forums in German and in English, what's one of the burning questions that, you know, the community has about yoga?
One of the burning questions is how to get more disk space, and fortunately, or normally the question is how to do a clean and fresh install of Windows 8, or just upgrading the normal factory installation to Windows 8 Pro. So that are the burning questions right now. But we have a lot of solutions in the forum. You should visit the forums, www.forums.lenovo.com, and you get a lot of answers and help.
Okay.
How to get fit with your yoga. Yes, that are the burning questions, I think.
Very cool, very cool. And you know, I think there's something unique about the keyboard and the screen. Did you have a question that you were just pointing out to me earlier that Nick could answer?
You want a question?
No, I think we were just chatting a bit earlier and you were asking me something unique about the keyboard and the screen, the glass screen.
The keyboard and the glass screen. So what should I do? Sorry, I don't understand.
Let me represent the question. So Nick, Andreas was asking me a bit earlier about something special about the keyboard, and probably that's one of the features you want to talk about.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Sure.
Too late, Andreas, too late.
Sorry.
A lot of people actually asked, doesn't the keyboard, when you put it in that stand mode that I was talking about, you know, my keyboard is underneath and it's touching maybe the table. So isn't that going to ruin the keyboard? What can I do? The good thing about the yoga is that it's designed where your palm rest is actually slightly raised by about 1.5 mil above the keyboard keys. So effectively your keys are slightly recessed, and that means that if you've got on a nice flat surface, the keys don't come in contact, so they're not going to get damaged. You know, just as an aside, you know, the keys, we took a lot of the learnings from the ThinkPad keyboard, the legendary keyboard that we win many awards for and have been recognized in the industry as having a great keyboard. We put extra double layer of paint on there. We think the keyboard is going to get more heavily used. If you put it on your knees, it's rubbing. So we've come up with a number of, you know, peripheral solutions that you're going to see in the marketplace, like cases and covers and things like that, if you really want to protect it and look after it. But it's a pretty hardy device. As for the screen, I think the other thing that we've had a lot of feedback on is the brightness of the display and the viewing angles, really. Because it's that widescreen, 16 by 9, very wide screen. It's great for viewing movies. It's 1600 by 900. It's an IPS display, so it's very bright, and the viewing angles mean that you can have the whole family sitting around, or your friends, really at very, very tight angles around the screen and still see what's going on. So that's just a quick overview on the keyboard and a technical update around the screen.
Very cool, very cool. Thanks, Andreas, and for showing that, Vanna. Thank you for showing that. And let's cut across to the rest of our advocates. Vijay, you have a question for us. What do you want to know about the yoga that Nick or Andreas can answer? Vijay, I think we've got you on mute. Still on mute. Can you try unmuting? No?
Yeah.
Yep, thanks. We hear you now. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know the basic difference between the tent mode and the stand mode, because to my knowledge, both of them look the same, and
the tent mode and the...
Yeah, I suppose it's still at that angle, so you're probably right. If you've got stand mode, you've got the keyboard here. And tent mode, effectively, you're turning it and putting it like that. So yeah, I mean, you're not actually changing the angle. You're just changing the it being propped up, I suppose, on the 2 points of the display and the keyboard. Because the keyboard and the display has this nice soft paint, it's actually quite rubbery. It feels very, very hard wearing.
okay.
Because of the hinge, you guys might not know, but the hinges are tested like 25,000 times in the ThinkPad labs that we have in Yamata in Japan, where they invented the ThinkPad. So we made sure that you could basically be opening and shutting the yoga all day for 4.5 months, which would simulate roughly 8 years, 9 years of opening and shutting your machine, and the hinges still last through that. So if people that have actually got their hands on it have said, hey, it feels robust, it feels strong. It's not really like some of those flimsy ultrabooks you've seen in the market from our competitors. This is a really, I think, a solid machine. And considering it's very light, it's something that comes through in the robustness of the design. But technically, yes, you're turning your machine on a different angle. The other thing with that is, guys, you've got your camera in different positions. So putting it in tent mode probably isn't the best because the webcam is going to be down below. That's why really putting it in stand mode with the webcam up here is much better. And then you can adjust it much easily, like I'm adjusting my screen now.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Nick. So, good answer, Nick. That was canned, right? So anyway, cutting across to the rest of our advocates. Justin, any questions for us, Justin? Justin from Singapore.
Yes. I guess one question would be more of I guess for the 11-inch for the yoga, any reason why it's as of it's running the NVIDIA chip, and in other question I have is actually to have like for the keyboard kind of itself right, cover for the one of the such a keyboard or something sessions I had that I don't know, is there any reason why there isn't a cover for the keyboard?
So it was a little bit hard to hear here. Andrews, do you want to have a shot at it, or do you let me know if I'm okay to answer either way? Okay. Well, I think the question was about why is the 11-inch only available in RT, and it's running NVIDIA processor. It's a Tegra 3, so it's a quad-core processor. Probably, well, it is rated the best processor on the market, and you're seeing it come out in a lot of tablet-like devices. Really, the Windows RT was built and designed as a new operating system, not to have that legacy that you've got with the Intel platform. So what that means is with RT, you're going to have to download your apps from the Windows Store. And what that also means is you cannot go and load, say, through a memory key, your desktop programs that you would traditionally run on a regular PC, because the architecture doesn't support that. But what it does bring is much greater things like longer battery life. And the awesome thing about the Yoga 11 is that in testing and in reviews, we've been getting 13 hours of battery life, which is huge. So that's going to keep you going for a couple of days in normal usage. It's also pretty cool and quiet. And really, it gives you a very simple decision. Do I need a 13-inch where I'm probably going to use some more legacy desktop applications and programs that need to run on Intel? Or can I go with an 11-inch which is going to really run apps that are on the App Store and I don't need any legacy programs? Obviously, both are going to be able to run Office, things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, if you're going to be doing work. And everything else really runs through, media players or, through the Windows Store and through an apps interface. So, that's the real difference. It's a simple choice for consumers. And we think, and when we tested this, we knew that the Yoga 11 is really going to appeal to tablet buyers. The Yoga 13 is probably going to really appeal to those premium Ultrabook buyers. So the Ultrabook guys want to get a machine that does everything their PC does, and traditional tablet buyers really love the Yoga because they get greater battery life, plus they have the benefit of the keyboard and a traditional, touchpad, which they're used to. So, we're actually finding a lot more tablet buyers are saying, I'm not going to buy that tablet, I'm going to buy the Yoga 11 instead. So it's a real simple decision for a consumer to decide what they want.
Okay.
Sorry, long answer. So long answer. I try and cut it down.
So I told Meredith not to do the clap, and she did the drum roll instead. So technically, she was listening to what I was saying. So with that, I'll hand over to Meredith. I think we have a couple of questions from our fans over on Twitter. So Meredith, what have we got?
Yeah, well, people's been tweeting on #Lenovo Hangouts at our Lenovo handle. I've got a question here. Maybe Andres can take it. We've got a question about the motion sensor. And how does the motion sensor work in which mode? Whether Nick or Andres, can you guys help answer the question? Is there a way that you can show how the motion sensor would work?
So the motion sensor, if I get it right, works which mode you use. So the machine knows which mode is used now, and it's adjusting the screen then appropriate. Is it that what you want to know, the motion sensor?
Yep, well, that question was from Jin Lee from the community. And the other question that we had, picking out from some of our social channels, was around how does the keyboard work when you turn the modes around, because you're turning the laptop. So maybe Nick, can you help us answer that question?
Hey Nick, just before you answer that, let me just jump in. I think Jin Lee's question was really about using the hand gestures to turn the PowerPoint pages and all that. So I'm not sure if Andreas can show that, but Nick, just maybe a 10-second explanation of the motion sensing before you go into the keyboard, how it shuts off.
Yeah, maybe I can answer that, and Andreas can see if he can get it to go.
Yeah.
So it's very simple technology. It's like that you've got built into your PlayStation or Xbox, where you simply wave at what is a webcam. So in the inbuilt webcam to any of the PCs, but on Yoga we've got a little piece of software that we've built that simply you have to swipe left or right, and it will detect that hand movement close to the screen without touching, and it will know on particular software, which is particular Microsoft software such as Office, Movie Player, PowerPoint, pictures, photo, viewer, those sorts of things to move forward or backwards, or forward in your presentation or backwards, for instance. So it's simple technology. It's built into the webcam. It's that easy. Yeah. It's pretty simple, pretty cool once, and it's a bit of a wow when you show people and do that to the screen and they're like, hey, I'm moving my photos around on my screen, or I'm fast forwarding my movie, or I'm swiping forward my PowerPoint presentation with no clicks.
Very cool. I think that was a question from Jin Lee from Australia. So Jin, big shout out to you. I think that's the first time you're seeing me live. So good to see you. Thanks for that, Nick. Meredith, we have another question from Miguel from LAS. What's it?
So Miguel from LAS, Latin America, is asking, how comfortable is the Yoga used as a tablet? Does it feel really awkward with the keyboard on its back? And does it feel unnatural as a tablet?
Yes, I think as a tablet it's very comfortable to use. I use it when I'm sitting on my couch, and then I place it on my lap, and it's not a problem at all. I don't feel it. I don't feel it, the keyboard. It's very, very, I think you don't feel it on your lap. It's very comfortable to place it as a tablet on your lap.
So thanks for that, Andreas. Cutting to Nick. Nick, can you explain how the keyboard actually cuts off when you go into tablet mode? I think that's very important. People will be thinking like, would you be typing upside down?
Yeah, actually, it's probably one of the things we should have talked about first, but I haven't got a Yoga here, unfortunately, but so let's say I'm using my notebook in traditional notebook mode. This is the keyboard here. The thing about the Yoga is when you move the screen backwards and it reaches this 180-degree point and it's folded out, the keyboard is here and the screen is here. At this point, the keyboard disables automatically, and so for the rest of the turn and for all the other modes from tablet mode past that 180-degree point, the keyboard's disabled. So you may have your hand touching the back of the keyboard, but it's not going to do anything when you're in tablet mode. What we have found, which is really interesting when we are testing Yoga with many people, was that roughly 1/3 of the time people said, and when they used and tested the Yoga, they use it in tablet mode. 1/3 of the time they use it in traditional notebook mode. And interestingly, another third of the time, of the 1,000 people that we tested and really road tested the Yoga, found that they were using stand mode and they were using tent mode. And in many cases, those were the favorite modes because they're new ways people are really getting to use their PC. Any new locations, people are taking their tablets around a lot, and I think they'll do that with their Yoga as well.
Okay, thanks for that, Nick. So I'm glad I wouldn't be using the Yoga like an accordion when I've got it on tablet mode. I'm a terrible musician, okay? So we've got one last question, and Andreas, I'm going to ask this to you. Serene has a question for Andreas. Serene? Serene on mute. Serene, are you on mute?
into mobile mark, and that's regular daily use. So using multiple apps, running concurrently, websites, viewing productivity apps like you normally would in a normal day. It's certainly not having the brightness down very low and Wi-Fi off and everything like that. That would be tricky, but this is everyday daily use. So 13 hours on the 11 and 8 hours on the 13-inch. And Derek, you're on mute now. Can't hear you, Derek.
Can't hear you.
All right.
That's all, Derek. We can't hear you.
Oh, now you can. Now you can.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
guys,
cool.
Yeah, thank you. Guys, so we're going to wrap it up. Again, broadcasting live from Singapore, Lenovo Singapore. We're going to wrap up. This is the first Lenovo Hangouts Yoga Deep Dive edition. I think there'll be another one in the morning tomorrow. But guys, thanks for participating. Justin, Andreas, VJ, Serene, Nick, my man, and Meredith. Thanks for hosting this. Don't forget, look at my name credits there. Lenovo Hangouts hashtag and at Lenovo Twitter. Send us your questions. We'd love to answer them. And just a quick commercial there. Do check out our Facebook page. Send us your comments, and then look out for the Facebook game that's going to be all about face mapping. We're going to be using face mapping technology to create a Facebook yoga game. So look out for that in the next couple of days, and have fun. Guys, thanks, and a big shout out from Lenovo Singapore. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Derek.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye.